it's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a video on my holy grail of holy grail drugstore products. I'm just gonna tell you guys right now to get a snack prepared because looking down, I have a lot of holy grail drugstore products. These are like the products that I cannot live without at the drugstore. These are products that I would recommend to somebody just starting out with makeup, somebody who's very overwhelmed at the drugstore, they don't know what products are good, and you're sitting there in the middle of the aisle at Target trying to figure out which products to get. I know you do it. I do it too, girl. I'm gonna stop yapping and we're gonna get talking about the favorites. I have two Holy Grail foundations at the drugstore. The first one is one that I just fell in love with when I first tried it. It is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, and I have the color 310 Sun Beige. This foundation is meant to be for people who have normal to oily skin. Now they do have another one called, I think, Dewy and Smooth, and that's more for drier skin types, but to be honest, between you and me, I prefer the Matte and Poreless a lot more. Anytime somebody tweets me and they're like, hey girl, what's your favorite full coverage foundation at the drugstore? This is always the foundation that I recommend. It's not full coverage on the first layer. I would say you have to build it up 2 layers to really get that full coverage look. But I just love the way this sits on top of my skin. It does not cling onto my dry patches. I will say that I don't really agree with the claim that it says poreless, but maybe that's just because my pores are on another level, like nothing can tame them. This is a more recent foundation favorite. This is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion Foundation. I'll be honest with you guys, I was very skeptical to try this out, and I'm shocked that it has become a holy grail foundation for me because it's in that cushion form. I mean, it's something that I'm not used to. It's not something that I ever used to use beforehand, but trust me when I say that if you have dry skin, pause this video and go get this foundation. Like, this is such a good product if you have dry skin. I don't know how this would work for somebody who has very oily skin because this gives you a really intense, dewy, glowy look to your skin. Very luminous, just like its name says, True Match Lumi. I mean, this stuff is luminous. So for somebody who has dry skin like me, I'm like, yes, girl, I'm like in paradise. So essentially it comes with a little puff like this. And the product is soaked inside of a sponge or a cushion. You just press this into the sponge and then you tap it onto your skin and you kind of roll it as you would a beauty blender. I did do a blog post on this foundation swatching each and every one of the colors because it does come in a ton of different shades. So I'm gonna link that blog post down below if you guys want to check it out. But yes, L'Oreal Lumi Cushion is bae. All right, let me move on to a bronzer favorite. And I feel like if you've been following me for a really long time, you could probably guess like half of these products because I talk about them so much and I've used them since the beginning. But this bronzer is one that I will never ever get over. Like, I'm in a committed relationship with this bronzer. Anytime I use another bronzer, I feel like I'm cheating on this. If you know what it is, pause this video and comment down below. I'm very curious to see if you guys are gonna guess what it is. But this is the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster. Your girl's gone through a good number of these. I think I wanna say I've been through like 5 of these. This is like my 6th one. It never fails me. It's the most beautiful tone for my skin. I use the color medium to dark, but they do have another color in light to medium. So if you're a little bit lighter than me, definitely check that one out. This is the perfect contour topper. So if you are doing a really chiseled cheekbone and you want to blend out that contour and make it look just a little bit more natural and blend into your skin, you would go for something like this. You could also just wear this on its own for that like beautiful sun-kissed look. Okay, for somebody who's really not that into blush, I have 3 blush favorites. Yikes. I'm gonna run through these fairly quickly, but these are 3 blushes that I alternate between all the time, and I'm not kidding you guys. If I'm not filming or if I'm just getting ready for the weekend or if I'm going out during the week, chances are I'm reaching for one of these 3 blushes. First is the NYX HD blush in the color Amber, and this blush is so good. First of all, this whole line of NYX blushes is amazing. I have been using this blush for over a year and a half, and I don't even have a dent in it. I don't have a dip in it. I don't have a pan showing through. This reminds me of like a never-ending salad. Do you guys ever go to a restaurant, you order a big salad, and you've literally been picking at it for an hour, and it looks exactly the same as when it first got on your table? That's what this reminds me of because I cannot hit pan on this even though I use it all the time. I just love this because the formula of the NYX HD blushes are so creamy and buttery smooth. They're not tough to the touch. Another blush that I love to use is the Milani Powder Blush in the color Romantic Rose. And this is one of those blushes from Milani that has that beautiful rose imprint on it. I love the gold on Milani's packaging. They're always super cute. This is another blush that I like cannot hit pan on, and I use it so much. This one is a little bit more on the bronzy, cinnamony side than Amber from NYX. Sometimes I like get really anxious talking about this blush, and I get really anxious pulling out this blush from my drawer because it's so pigmented, but it deserves a mention because I really do love it. This is the Wet n Wild Powder Blush in the color Heather Silk. This is my second Heather Silk that I have owned. The first one that I had actually broke on me. I find that Wet n Wild powders are very fragile, so definitely have a light hands with them. Be careful with them. Do not drop them. Don't be clumsy like me. Don't do it. But all of Wet n Wild's blushes are incredibly pigmented, and this one is no exception. Like, look at that. That is pigment. Like, that is pure pigment. So you have to dip your brush in ever so lightly and then apply it to your cheekbones and really have a light hands with it. And when I say light hands, I mean like take your powder brush, dip it in, boop, just like that. Like, look at the brush. Do you guys see how much product came on the brush and I barely dipped it in? This one I recently mentioned in a makeup dupes tested video. This is the e.l.f. Baked Highlighter in the color Blush Gems. Me and Blush Gems, we go way back. It was love at first sight when I first tried this highlighter, and every time somebody asks me, what is your favorite drugstore highlighter? I'm always like, e.l.f. Blush Gems, e.l.f. Blush Gems, e.l.f. Blush Gems. Like, that is what I recommend to anybody and everybody. The last time I checked, it was available on e.l.f.'s website, so definitely check it out. I'll link it down below, as with any other product that I talk about. But like I mentioned in my makeup dupes tested video, this is an exact dupe for MAC Soft and Gentle. I just really love e.l.f.'s baked products. I find that they're not chunky, they apply very smoothly, and they have a beautiful formula. Like, look at this highlight. And then my last highlight favorite is the Wet n Wild Shimmer Palette, and this is in the color Sangria Castle. I really like this on days where I want a more bronzy highlight. This is a product that I will apply as, let's say, like a bronzer topper. Like, I'll wear it on top of the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster if I'm feeling extra obnoxious that day and I just really want to glow nicely. You could even wear this as an eyeshadow, and look how big this packaging is, and you guys know Wet n Wild is so affordable. All right, for the under eyes, I love this product, and I know I got a lot of you guys to purchase this product, and I am so happy that it has worked out for you. It's the NYX Dark Circle Concealer Corrector, and if you were wondering, I have the shade medium. I have to thank this product for being like my entryway to color correctors. This was the very first color corrector I tried for underneath my eyes, and honestly, I feel bad because I don't really use it as much now that I've tried out other color correctors, but that's not to say this is not a holy grail at the drugstore for me. So if you're not familiar with color correctors and you're like, okay, what is she talking about? She's putting orange underneath her eyes. What? Am I subscribed to the right channel? Basically, if you have a lot of darkness underneath your eyes or like in your inner corners, you can apply a salmon colored color corrector on top of those areas, and it's gonna cancel out and neutralize that darkness so that you can apply your concealer on top and you're not gonna get that gray tinge underneath your concealer. All right, let's talk about some eyeshadows. So I think that e.l.f.'s eyeshadow palettes, like the ones that come in this packaging, are so phenomenal, you guys. Like, I remember when I first got my hands on these, I was like, is this e.l.f. or is this another brand? Because girl, I cannot believe that e.l.f. is swatching like this, it's wearing like this. So these are, I believe, $10 each, and I have two palettes here. This one is called Need It Nude. Now, this one, as you can see, comes with 10 different eyeshadows, and this comes in a couple different shades as well. So if this is like too neutral for you and you're like, it's not really exciting to me, they do have other ones that come, again, in these 10 pan packaging, but it's just different colors. But Need It Nude, I think, is the most versatile. I'll do some swatches for you. Doesn't this look like the original Urban Decay Naked palette? Like, it's given me that type of vibe. I wouldn't say quality-wise that it's exactly like the Urban Decay Naked palette shadows. I mean, those shadows are really smooth, and with some of these, I find that the matte colors are just a little bit chalky. But overall, across the board, for a $10 eyeshadow palette with all of these colors, you cannot beat it. And then I also wanted to mention the Prism eyeshadow palettes. This has 6 different eyeshadows, and again, it comes in a couple different shade variations. This one I just thought was so beautiful. You are not getting any matte colors with the Prism eyeshadows. I feel like this Holy Grail eyeshadow just goes without saying. I mean, do I even need to mention it? Do I even need to mention it? I'll mention it. My holy grail eyeshadow of all time is the L'Oreal Infallible Shadow in the color Amber Rush. Again, I did mention this in my makeup dupes tested video, and it's a pretty decent dupe for MAC tan pigment. If anything, it's better. I don't want to talk your ear off because I know how much I rave about this eyeshadow, but Amber Rush is just goals. Goals. Last but not least, I have 3 lip products to talk about. I'll start with the one that I'm wearing right now. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Gloss, and this one is in the color what is this called? And this one is in the color Nude Allude. I also really love Statement Nude, I think it's called, but I can't find that anywhere. This is just the most comfortable lip product ever. It is so creamy, it is so hydrating. I know the name says Pro Matte Gloss, so you're like, okay, is it a matte lipstick or is it a glossy lipstick? Like, what is this? I don't even know. You guys can see on my lips right now, I mean, it's more of like a satin finish, but it's just so comfortable on the lips, and these are surprisingly very long lasting. And then I also have a more recent favorite. This is the Maybelline Color Jolt in the color Stripped Down. I did a full review on this product, and I did swatches, lip swatches of all of the colors, so I'll link that down below. But this is a really good product from Maybelline. They're super pigmented. And the very last product I have to talk about is a lipstick from e.l.f. Why do I feel like I have so many e.l.f. products in this video? This is the moisturizing lipstick in the shade Pink Minx. I love the color of this. It's a staple baby pink color that you can wear any time of year, any occasion. But I'm more so mentioning the formula of e.l.f.'s moisturizing lipsticks. They are so nice on the lips. On those days where I'm like, okay, I want to give my lips a break from the matte liquid lipsticks, the matte lipsticks, I really need something hydrating for my lips. This is the formula that I turn to. Alrighty guys, so that completes my holy grail drugstore products. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found some products that you want to try out for yourself. And also let me know, what is your drugstore favorite? I would love to check it out. I love you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos. Give this one a thumbs up if you did enjoy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!